Yeah, yeah. So look at it. Look at it. I got to move on. How he dissipated his life and how he slid. It's in the text. It's right here. He slid into decadence and lost his dignity. He wasted his money on riotous living. In the Greek culture, understand, beloved, that means he got caught up in sexual promiscuity. Read the Bible sometimes. It's a good thing. Some of us ought to be thankful because we could have had some stuff with some of the stuff we've done. And it ain't nothing but the grace of God. Y'all not ready for me today, I can tell. Decadence, and he lost his dignity. Then the text says that when he lost his dignity, he hooked up with a Gentile, which was the most repulsive thing a Jew could do. And in hooking up with this Gentile, he was forced to work and live in the pig pen, which was the worst place a Jew could be. Watch it now. So because he lost his dignity, oh, y'all listening? He got a connection that caused him to lose his conviction. He's a Jew. His convictions ought to stop him from hooking up with a Gentile. His convictions ought to stop him and ought to say, I can't live like this any longer. Let's not point the finger at this brother here in the text. Let's look at our own selves. What is it in your life that you should be convicted by? That you haven't said to yourself, I can't live like this any longer. Or better yet, what else got to happen in your life for you to come to your senses and say, I can't live like this any longer? When you get connected to wrong people, you will lose your convictions to not do some stuff that you know you ought not do. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the third person on your pew. That's why you need to look around and see who you are connected to that's got you living like you living. Living with him and you ain't married. Pig penish. Hanging out in the club every Saturday, but you only come to church one Sunday out the month. Pig penish. I can keep going, but I think connections, you ought to be convicted enough that getting high, smoking reefer ought to be done. Pig penish. And I can hear somebody now. I hear your thoughts. But pastor, it's legal now. Now I told y'all I voted against it, and I did. I voted against it. Yeah. Yeah, come on. I'm reading your thoughts. I'm not even looking at y'all, and I'm feeling what y'all energy. Connections can cause you to cancel convictions and make you comfortable living in places beneath who you are. But just in the nick of time, he came to himself and recovered. Do I have any just in the nick of time saints in here? Anybody can testify that you are on your way to a burning hell, messing up your life, but just in the nick of time. Do I have any witnesses? Come on, everybody, keep it 100. That can say, I would have been destroyed, but I came to myself. In other words, I remembered who I am and whose I am and who I belong to. And I said, I can't live like this anymore. That God loves me enough that he'll stop my dissipating slide. My waste won't make me waste away. But the second thing I want to tell you, he loves me so much that he will use my experience to bring an attitude adjustment. I'm finna help all of y'all. That sometimes God will allow some pig pen moments to make us face ourselves. Is it hot in here or is it just me? The cold air is gone, isn't it? that God will let us fall in some pig pens. It was James Baldwin who wrote, "You can't fix what you won't face." And sometimes you got to face yourself and admit you ain't got no dysfunction. You sin, you ain't got no psychological issues. You sin, it ain't your upbringing, until you can admit it's you, not them. That Barbara Taylor Brown, who was one of my most favorite New Testament scholars, made a statement that still shakes me to this day. Sister Brown said, "For the Christian, sin is our only hope." Think about that for a moment. She said, sin is our only hope. Why? Because when I deal with my sin, I'm recognizing that something is wrong. And recognizing that something is wrong, I'm told, is the first step to getting healed. Come on, talk with me, somebody. Matter of fact, and all basically saying is, it's one thing to sin and you recognize it, but it's another thing to sin and you keep doing it. Just say ouch if you can't. Matter of fact, we'll say amen next week. Just for the rest of the sermon, just say ouch. Just say ouch. Yeah. You can't recognize what's wrong sometimes until everything starts to go awry. I'm going to say that one more time. That was good. You can't recognize what's wrong sometimes. Some people have done wrong so long that wrong is normal. And doing the right thing is abnormal. You can't recognize what's wrong sometimes until everything starts going wrong. Watch it, that's right here. When he's ready to leave home, I'm just about done, y'all. He says, "Give me," got his hand out. He says, "Give me." You know how we do, God. "Give me a house. Give me a car. Give me a man." And you don't even love yourself. Matter of fact, that's probably why God ain't gave you a man yet. Why would he put somebody else in a situation when you dangerous to yourself? I'm an equal opportunity preacher. You ain't got a woman yet, man, because you ain't right yourself. Yeah. But after the pig pen, when he gets back to the Father, watch the shift in his language. Before he went down, it was "give me." But after he went down and came back up, it was "make me." Yeah, y'all missed that. That's good. I wish I had some witnesses in here who can say, "I don't want you to give me anything, but I want you to make me something." Life can switch the way you think and switch the way you talk. And you'll get to a place in life where you'll be on your knees. Come on, talk with me, somebody. He said, "I don't even want to be your son. Just make me your servant." In other words, even if I don't get back to all I used to be and all I used to have, I'll get joy out of just serving you. That went right over somebody's head. The Father, if you don't give me nothing, my greatest joy will come out of having the ability to serve you. I ain't talking about the boy in the text. I'm talking about you right now. Your prayer ought to be, "Father, if you don't give me nothing else, my greatest joy will come out of having the ability to just serve who you are." See how quiet most of us are in here? Because we think all we are called to get is stuff. But we are called to be servants. Too many folk in the church want to be superstars, but don't want to be servants. Want titles, but don't want to help somebody. Want to be name recognized, but don't want to pick up a piece of paper on the floor. And the greatest joy you get ought not be the stuff he gives you. Your greatest joy ought to be that you ought to serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. And know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that has made us and not we ourselves. Do I have any witnesses in here who can say, "I just want to serve the Lord"? if nobody calls my name, if nobody calls me to sing a solo, if nobody gives me a title in salt, if I don't become the chairman, if I don't become the decision maker on the committee, I'm going to get joy out of just coming up at 800 Union and sitting on the pew and hearing what thus saith the Lord. He used to be hung up on who he thought he was till the Lord humbled him. And when the Lord humbled him, that's when he wanted to serve. Sound familiar to anybody? You thought you was out there and you was a bag of Doritos and hot Funyuns. Come on, talk with me, somebody. But until the Lord busted your bubble, yeah, and humbled yourself. Somebody besides me can testify the Lord will humble you. Come on, do I have a witness over here? He will humble. I'm not above board. Just because I'm a pastor, that don't mean nothing. I'm still a son of the Most High God. He will humble you. Won't he humble you? And when you start smelling yourself, thank you, First Diva, and thinking that you're more than what you are, that's when he will put his foot down and say, you need to be humbled. Yeah. But somebody can testify today that when you start thinking that you are somebody, he will humble you and teach you how to serve him.